Alrighty, welcome back to the Abstraction Cup gaming action. We're here for quite a match today, which is gonna be starblazing AHHHHHH, which are composed of both Aereo, aka Manuelci, and Unitary, up against Warcooked, which are composed of Combo Gaming and Zuzu. And of course, I'm not gonna be alone in the commentary booth to commentate this match. I will be along with none other than NamelessFanatic. Hello, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing quite good here. This is going to be my first time commentating for a match, so bear with me, and I am excited to try this out.
Absolutely. And I think quite an interesting match. I mean, we both know Aero and Unitary, which are gonna be quite the match in here, especially up against Warcooked. I mean, are they gonna be cooked? We're gonna have to see that.
Yeah, I'm quite familiar with the team starblazing. Aero, being a top United States Forky player, he's pretty well known for his performance in Forky. So I'm just willing to bet that this matchup is going to be interesting to see at the very least.
I mean, for this team, I can pretty much see Aereo play the Rice map and Unitary play the Islands and hybrid maps.
Yeah, that's right. I feel like this team is able to, has a pretty strong versatility. One person in that team is able to cover, all the Rice picks, while the other teammate is able to cover the Allen picks. So it is definitely a tough team to go up against, but we'll just see how Warcooked handles that.
Absolutely, especially up against a team which is Warcooked. And
well, they live up to their name.
And we're gonna be seeing the draft right now with the protects and the bans. You can actually have a look at the map pool.
All right, and we see Aero going with RC2 for the ban. It seems like they don't want to have, that longer consistency map where you kind of have to push for accuracy throughout, longer map, and it seems like they don't want that kind of pick out there.
Looking at the chat, it actually looks like it's their protect, so I think this is actually their strong point in terms of maps, and I'm actually not surprised at all with that protect from starblazing. I can actually expect like Manuelci to get an excellent accuracy on this map, so I think it's clearly a good protect. And on the team Warcooked, we're actually gonna be seeing Rice 6 being protected.
Right, Rice 6 is the wild card pick, if I remember correctly. So having a wild card tech pick as a protect is definitely a very interesting move. We do see both teams protect Rice, so it seems that Rice is probably going to be the big favorite between these two teams.
Absolutely, and now we're gonna be seeing N3 being banned by Warcooked. Not surprised at all. I mean, we all know Polyrhythm, and being an LN map, an LN map with such like Polyrhythm, that is clearly a hell to act properly. And we're actually gonna be seeing Rice 3 being banned by starblazing. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like having LN3 as the ban here is it's a pretty popular pick to ban. The LNs are really staggered and very hard to time and get a good accuracy on. So I just don't think it's too surprising to see Polyrhythm being one of the more popular bans out there.
Absolutely. Though I think Polaridin might also be one of the most picked map actually by I think some of the team which are very proficient in that that very staggered, very wind Ellen and that really complex driven and kind of things. With those bands done, we're gonna have to see the first pick actually, and we're gonna be able to start things off.
All right, and Hybrid 2 is going to be the first pick of this matchup. Yeah, I just feel like it's a great way to start. It's a mix of Rice and Outland, and I guess we'll just have to see which team, you know, handles that the best.
Absolutely. And that map is going to be Insane Anime Obsessed Boyfriend. Map by The Funk. A quite technical hybrid map. So we're gonna have to see, we already see Combo Gaming within the lobby here, and I think for this pick we're gonna be seeing Unitory. Or maybe Ariel. I mean, we know Ariel for their Rice skills, but I actually don't know much about their Ellen and hybrid skills. I might be underestimating them, probably.
Yeah, Arrow's Ellen skill could actually be pretty proficient. See, at the very least, his Ellen skill could definitely get very far. So you know, when the maps are you know easy or less physical and more accuracy oriented, I feel like Arrow shines out more that way. But I guess we'll just have to see and find out.
As the map is actually starting out.
All right, starting off, we see Arrow having a strong accuracy so far, holding almost 100%. Combo Gaming, had a pretty rough start, but however, their accuracy is getting higher, and as things are going as is so far, the score lead is very low.
Like at the very beginning, Arrow had a very strong start and Combo Gaming quite a low start, but things are getting close very quickly as Arrow gets the first drop already, unfortunately, letting Combo Gaming take the lead here.
Oh, okay, so we see Arrow, missing this early, into the map. However, it is not too late if Combo decides to give him a chance by also dropping his combo. However, it seems that he's still holding, giving a 5,000, almost 6,000 point lead to Combo Gaming.
Though Arrow's miss was very early on, so that was not too punishing, and the accuracy lead is actually not too far off. I actually think without that miss, Arrow would have the better accuracy, so there's definitely not a lot of margin error here for Combo Gaming. If they find a drop, that lead might actually switch up to starblazing.
So we have one of the we have some, the main drop of the map is coming up right now, and it's just a matter of will Combo Gaming be able to hold up their combo, and FC for the rest of the match, the accuracy is nearly identical, and Combo Gaming drops his combo, and now we'll see that Arrow is actually going to take that point lead, that score lead ever so slightly, and it's being very close. However, we're approaching the end of this map, and we're going to see that Arrow is going to win very marginally with just a 1,700 score lead.
Man, that point was already super close, and that wasn't even the miss from Combo Gaming, that was an Ellen break. Oh my god, wow, this is so close, because both of the players got a miss, but just the accuracy and the misplacement did everything in this map, and we might actually see quite a close match considering
that was a very close first match. That was pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie there. So we are gonna have starblazing taking the first point, bringing this matchup 1-0 in starblazing's favor.
Absolutely, but now we're gonna be seeing Where Cooked picked.
I'm willing to bet they're going to pick a rice map, maybe something that's more accuracy oriented. So probably like a shorter map. I'm willing to bet that, you know, RC4 might be a pretty good pick for them. Or actually, they're going to go for RC1 as the speed pick.
Absolutely, the stream map, which is, I think, quite a good pick actually. Which is because, I mean, this stream map is not the most physical map. I think this is quite one of the most accuracy-oriented maps of this map pool.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I think this is actually quite a good pick in here.
Yeah, it really comes down to whoever can get the best ratio on this kind of map pick. There is a very low margin for error. One miss can entirely can very easily decide whether you win or lose this kind of pick.
Absolutely. And it seems like we're going to be seeing the same two players play again with this rice map.
Starting off, we're going to see the same matchup, Arrow and Combo Gaming still at it. Now getting into the beginning of the matchup, we do see that, you know, the map picks up slowly. And it actually keeps the density, I'd say, around the same throughout the whole map. There's not really significant difficulty spikes, and we'll just see how that works out for these players.
Absolutely, and so far, Ario with the lead in accuracy, but as we've seen in the previous map, strokes can happen. So, I mean, Aero needs to stay very consistent throughout this map, such as actually Combo Gaming, who also needs to be very consistent to opt for a drop from Aero.
Yeah, we do see that, you know, Aero having a pretty good accuracy advantage, holding the 99.9 mark, and Combo Gaming holding around the 99.8. It seems that that Aero is going to have that, you know, 1,000 score lead. It may not seem a lot, but in these type of picks, every point matters.
Absolutely, and I mean, in this kind of picks, this is a lot, but this is also not a lot. Like, this is a lot because you still having the lead, but one choke and the lead switch ups immediately. So you need to be very, very careful.
Absolutely. Yeah, we do see that Combo Gaming dropped a little bit more accuracy ever so slightly. However, Arrow holding around the same accuracy, and you know, the score is just ever so slightly growing, now nearing to the 2K score lead mark.
And Arrow's accuracy is not dropping whatsoever. They're being very, very consistent throughout this map. This is such a very different situation as compared to what we've seen with Hybrid 2, where both players are actually very, very comfortable FCing this map. This is very just an accuracy battle in here.
Yeah, we do see that Arrow, you know, getting that 0.1 accuracy advantage turns out to be working out very well in their favor, and Combo Gaming is now falling behind about 3,000 score.
And that difference is just the accuracy difference here. And that difference might actually grow enough to allow Arrow to even drop a miss and still having the lead.
However, it isn't too safe to say you'd still want to keep that combo. Missing maybe in the last 5 or 10 seconds Arrow could afford, but any sooner than that, and Combo Gaming still might be able to take the win if that happens.
I mean, yeah, like, the tension is actually so high right now. Like, I mean, though we're closing in, like, we're close to the end of the map, so I think this might be done, and yeah, this is done. Starblazing is getting their second point in here, and I mean, yeah, the accuracy difference is pretty much huge. Like, twice as much regulars in the side of Combo Gaming on top of those 3200s. Clearly, this was a no match for this map.
Yeah, we do see that Arrow was able to hold the accuracy pretty consistently throughout the map, while Comma Gaming dropped here and there. However, that was enough for Arrow to take the point for the team, making the lead 2-0 in starblazing Oz favor.
Absolutely, and we're gonna be seeing the first LN pick of this match, as we're gonna be seeing the coordination pick, LN1, Dear My Memories.
I'm willing to bet that we're going to see a new matchup here. I'm willing to bet, Unitori is going to be coming in, and, I can't say for sure for the team we're cooked. Maybe Combo Gaming might decide to stay inside the lobby.
I mean, we'll see, because this is actually the last map Combo Gaming is allowed to play before switching place with their teammates. So that actually depends of the next map, which is gonna be picked.
And yeah, there it is. Unitori comes in, and I am assuming that Combo Gaming is going to, stick to the lobby. However, after this matchup, they're gonna have to be forced to bring out their other teammate to the 3 play limit.
Absolutely. And this map, I think this is quite a unitary map. This map, I think this is quite a map they are comfortable with. I think they are very proficient at coordination, at fingers training and coordination, with the likes of maps where there is hold and in the runner and in the same end you get press notes. That kind of coordination map, which is all what this map is about.
Yeah, we do. This map can feature a lot of pretty strict releases that are pretty staggered, and having that LN release accuracy can really help for this kind of pick. And we do see that Unitori is actually very proficient in their LN accuracy. Combo Gaming going below a 99.5, Unitori holding an insane accuracy of almost 99.9.
And just look at your bars and you clearly see the difference here, especially in the side of Combo Gaming, which is dropping releases both early and late.
Yeah, this is just from accuracy alone, Unitori is able to get a 2K, almost 3K score lead. These inverse patterns seem to really be in Unitori's favor. Well, don't get me wrong, Combo Gaming's accuracy is not bad at all. It's just that Unitori is just that much better.
I mean, yeah, 4,000 points in such a short span of time, is huge. We're only halfway through the map, and the lead is already that huge, so we might see the lead grow up even more if Unitori manages to keep up, and if Combo Gaming unfortunately falls behind.
So we do see that, we're getting in this calm section, and, the density is going to pick up once it's over. Maybe this could be a good opportunity for the players to settle the nerves and get prepared for the accuracy that is required for this upcoming drop. And we do see that, Combo Gaming is ever so slightly dropping. However, Unitori is actually able to hold their accuracy quite well, and we see Combo Gaming drop the full combo, just further increasing the score lead that Unitori has.
Absolutely, and we're at the outro of the map, and I think this is pretty much over for this map, sealing the 3-0 for starblazing.
Wow, a almost 20,000 score lead, the biggest lead we've seen so far. That ratio on a LN map too, that is scary. that is a very good ratio. So now we'll have a 3-0 score lead in starblazing Oz favor.
Absolutely, though it is going to be word cooked speak, and we might see. I'm thinking of either Rise 5 or Rise 6.
Honestly, that's a pretty good bet. We're cooked. I feel like seeing what happened in this LN pick, I feel like their best shot is to pick a Rice or, pretty tame hybrid map. But knowing this map pool, that really isn't out there. So we do have their Protect being picked RC6, the wildcard tech map. Man of the year mapped by Midgie.
Yeah. You know who is the man of the year?
Who?
Burger Dog.
Burger Dog is the man of the year. Oh man, I'll do this just for him. I am Burger Dog.
All right, and we're gonna be seeing a roster change for Overcooked, as Combo Gaming is not allowed to play this map, as they've already played 3 maps in this match, 3 maps in a row.
I have a feeling We're Cooked kind of used the 3 play limit to their advantage and try to use that opportunity to protect a map where the other teammate feels comfortable, and that's when they show in, and that's when the protect gets picked. So I just have a feeling that that's where how they were trying to approach this.
Alright, we're seeing Zuzu here on the lobby to play their first map of this match. And I guess we're just seeing how it goes as the map just starts off.
Yeah, we do have Arrow going up against Zuzu. We have Zuzu's first appearance. So it seems, the map is pretty consistent in its density with its, pretty janky patterning, being infamously known as the wildcard tech pick. We do see that Arrow's going to have the slight accuracy advantage in the meantime, where, the score lead is actually constantly switching.
I mean, yeah, the accuracy difference is actually not that big considering this map, especially considering what pattern is on the way. You all know what I'm talking about.
Yes, the infamous 36, no, if I recall correctly, long no anchor. It's it's an interesting mapping choice to say the least.
I mean, yeah, and we're in that Jack, and both of the players actually hitting that quite well. There's no drop whatsoever, and that score lead is still intact in the side of starblazing, but still very slight.
Yeah, I feel like this goes back to, one of the earlier Rise picks where, oh wait, Zuzu actually drops the full combo, giving a larger score lead to Arrow. And the accuracy difference is just really not helping out for, Team We're Cooked. Zuzu is just going to be continuously falling behind while Arrow still having that full combo and still having that accuracy advantage.
And we're on to that second long jack, and both of the players again hinting that perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're able to. It looks like they're handling the anchor quite well. I feel like that's the anchor is just something less they have to worry about in the grand scheme of things, and it just maybe it's accuracy that's a lot more important.
Yeah, and Arrow is still seeing the map with such a very, very proficient accuracy right there. I mean, they're quite comfortable on this map, despite the wackiness of it.
Approaching yet another anchor, we do see that Arrow is holding 11,000, almost 12,000 score lead, with Zuzu dropping the combo yet again, bringing them to their second miss and only hurting, and a third, just bringing the score lead to 20,000 now. There's no way that I don't think there's a way where Zuzu can clutch up unless something really unfortunate happens to Arrow.
I mean, they're dropping the full combo, but the damage is done. Like for that much long, and the score gap is 18,000 points, which is way too much to opt for a comeback for We're Cooked.
Yeah, and it seems that that Arrow was able to keep that combo and FC'd, and that bringing the score lead 4-0 in starblazing Oz favor. I'm starting to believe we actually might have a full sweep here.
This might be the case in here, as we're getting onto starblazing as peak. As they are going to be picking their own Protect Rise to the jump stream map.
Wow, yeah, it really seems that they're not giving Word Cooked a slight chance of even earning a point. They're just gonna go straight for the Protect, go straight for what they're most confident in, and just take the full sweep here.
I mean, I'm expecting Arrow to have quite a percent ratio here, like at least a ratio of 10 or even 15, like, around this.
Yeah, I wouldn't be quite that surprised if, you know, Arrow was able to just, you know, have the ratio that far outshines the rest of the players here. You know, knowing that this is, you know, his strongest pick, you know, the thing that he's most confident in.
And this map is, I mean, this is a jump stream map, but there's also some 1/3 which are quite tricky. I mean, we can literally hear in the song the kicks going just a little bit slower, this 1/3, which can actually trip you up if you are not careful. This is not fully autopilotable.
Yeah, that's right. The core jack, the occasional core jack, you know, 1/3 snapping can definitely throw you off if you're not prepared for that. So this is not the type of map where you want to be on idle pilot. You know, you would want to stay on your guard.
And there we go, the map just started off. Just as the starblazing is on their match point, so if they manage to get the point, this is match over, basically.
So we do see that Arrow is going to be holding the much stronger accuracy, you know, staying above at 99.9. Combo Gaming, you know, being around that 99.7 mark. Despite being this early into the map, we already see that Arrow is going to have, even if it's a marginal score lead, it can become a lot bigger, you know, and as the match goes on.
Yeah, and we're starting with the first couple of broken streams, the first couple of 1/3, which are quite tricky. So for both of the players, still holding on quite well.
We do see the core jack starting to come in every once in a while, but the broken streams just, you know, it's still going, it's still out there. And we do see that Arrow still holding that consistent accuracy and ratio, whereas Combo Gaming has actually improved their accuracy.
It might not be over yet because the accuracy difference is not that huge. So if Arrow finds a drop, which is very unlikely, but still possible, we might see a point for Word Cooked.
Yeah, I would like to believe that there's actually a chance that Combo Gaming has a chance to at least get 1 point and, you know, avoiding the full sweep. But as it stands right now, it just doesn't seem that it's not going to happen. Arrow still holding the very strong accuracy, now approaching almost a 3,000 score lead just from sheer accuracy.
I mean, yeah, and so far, halfway through the map, both players still have things, so this is just an accuracy matter here for both of them.
Now we do see a lot more core jacks picking up, and you know, the den hand streams coming in, and it seems that both players are able to handle that quite well. It's just that as it stands, the accuracy is just too much for Combo Gaming, and he actually drops the combo. We do see that Arrow is going to pick up a much higher score lead, you know, and it doesn't really help Combo Gaming at all that, you know, they could have maybe get a point at least from this match.
As there's only 1/4 of the map left, and we're gonna have to see quite a substantial drop from Arrow for Roku to even have a chance to get that point they need.
But as of now, Arrow still holding that 99.9 mark. You know, is now approaching almost an 8,000 score lead, whereas Combo Gaming has the accuracy and combo disadvantage, and that will really not work out for them. The rest of this map is relatively calm, and I just don't see a scenario where Coma Gaming can make a clutch.
Hero is just that good. Like, they're still holding on to that 99.9% accuracy as we're closing into the map. And yeah, this is pretty much over. GG, well played to both of the teams.
Yeah, we do see that. In the end, Starblazing was just able to have that accuracy and ratio advantage, and we're cooked. Oh, well, if you don't mind, I guess we're cooked is just that cooked. They just couldn't keep up.
I mean, this is clearly just free. I mean, yeah, they are cooked. But they're not completely cooked, actually. They're just half cooked. Because they're just going into the loser's bracket as Starblazing is continuing their way into the winner's bracket.
That's right. We're Cooked is not completely out yet. They will be fighting themselves in the losers bracket. However, Starblazing is going to continue in the winners bracket.
And those team names, but anyway. Alrighty, so I think, unless you have anything else to say, I think we're gonna be able to sign off.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. I was glad to be joined by Poke, and we'll see you guys in the next stream.
See ya.